Welcome, everybody. I'm Ogden City Mayor Ben Nadolski, and this is the Ogden Way Podcast, a place where we talk about Ogden stories by telling the stories of Ogden's people. And today we're telling the story of Isaac Villalpando, who is running Ogden's first incubator kitchen, O-Town Kitchen, is what you call it, right?
Yes.
Where's that name come from?
Yeah, so I mean, it comes from Ogden, right? People call Ogden O-Town. And funny story, I actually originally came up with my business started out as something totally different. I like to call it a college project that spun out of control really quickly. And I came up with the name O-Town Kitchen in a dorm room in New York City. I spent one semester at college in New York. Came up with it at like 2 a.m. over a weekend and thought no one would ever take it seriously. And here I am 11 years later and have built a career out of it.
There you go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks for bringing that kind of vision and energy and excitement back to O-Town.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that really is what makes us us.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's fun to be part of something where you actually do the building of it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But it was really exciting when I heard the news that you guys were doing this. This is something that then Councilmember Luis Lopez talked about a lot, and now Councilmember Lopez works in community engagement for me. And he reached out to you and found you at the old James Madison Elementary School.
Yep, that's right.
That's where you guys are doing this work?
Yep, exactly. James Madison Elementary closed down to students a couple of years ago and is now a community resource. There's different groups using different parts of the building for different purposes. Things like there's adult education on the south end, there's a health clinic on the north end, and various other things.
Yeah, and the school district's been an incredible partner for us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so it's neat to see him taking on this entrepreneurial piece.
Yes.
And this incubator piece.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they've also been a great partner for us. I mean, just, I work most closely with like Ken Crawford and Jared Cherry from the maintenance, and just very responsive, very open, very kind of flexible and willing to make things work however we have to. So they've been great. It's
been fun to work with the district because they're a big enough district to be resourced, but they're small enough that you know who they are, and they're able to act rather quickly without a tremendous amount of bureaucracy, at least for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. They're great. Like I say, just very open to new ideas and like how to really use that space to make it useful for the broader community.
Yeah. So for people that don't know what incubator kitchen is, can you tell us what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. So an incubator kitchen is really what it sounds like. It's a business incubator meant to help food entrepreneurs get a start. So we are providing a commercial kitchen space for businesses to operate and grow from. So that includes, all the basic kitchen equipment that someone would need to get started, affordable rates, licensed and inspected space through Department of Agriculture, the health department. They've also been great partners in helping us just coordinate everything that we need to make a usable space for people. And then in addition to that, so we're not just a commissary kitchen, a place where you go and you make your food and good luck. We're also providing support services. So trying to really offer the educational resources and then various other components to help businesses be successful. We're onboarding some students through Weber State University who are going to help with like graphic design for these businesses, creating branding, labels, packaging, all of those sorts of things. We're in the early stages of creating an independent network of independent retailers who, when we get someone who's coming in there and producing barbecue sauce or salsa at a rate where they can sustain 6 retail accounts, they can come to me and say, okay, I'm ready. And then we can get them into some retail accounts pretty quickly after that. Nice. So really just trying to be the one-stop shop for everything food business related. And provide those support services.
And when you say we can help them get it into those retail, that's actually something you have a lot of experience with.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So originally, my business, O-Town Kitchen, started out as Ogden's first benefit corporation. So that is a for-profit company with a social mission. So back in 2015, we were creating jams, syrups, various kinds of fruit-based products, and creating jobs for women recovering from domestic violence, homelessness, and staying at the YCC Family Crisis Center. So we got started out of the YCC kitchen. in the summer of 2015, started out at the Ogden Farmers Market, and from 2015 to 2020, I grew that from being a farmers market stand to being in all of Harmon's, all of the Ridley's markets in Utah, and something like 50 other independent retail locations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's quite a feat. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah. So that was a great project. Really loved doing it. It kind of went on pause with COVID. The kitchen we were renting at the Marshall White. Towards the end, we were using their kitchen, and the Marshall White Center closed down with COVID, and my grandfather died at the beginning of COVID, and he and I were really close. So I needed to kind of take a break, change direction. So I've been in community development with Ogden Can for the last several years, but always had an eye towards how to get back into the food world. And this need for a shared kitchen space is something that I know every food entrepreneur feels when they're starting out, right? That was my first question, was where is there a kitchen where I can rent that won't break the bank and is also set up for doing this kind of thing. So we were lucky. We found YCC had some space. The Marshall White Center had some space. We rented one of Javier's locations for a little while, kind of just moved around and made it work and fit in. But the whole time, I also really saw the need for this kind of thing and felt it like firsthand. And I know that there's been a lot of interest in getting a space like this started in Ogden, and for various reasons wasn't the right time, but here we are, and we're making it work, and it's an exciting opportunity.
It is, and it's exciting because to find commercial space like this is actually very hard. Not only is it uncommon, but it is pretty expensive when you do, especially if and then it is challenging if you have to have shared space without somebody that's there managing that shared use.
Yep.
Which is kind of the barriers you're looking to break through, right?
Yes. Yep. That's exactly right. And so my role with this is I'm sort of coordinating everything kind of on the kitchen end of things. So the day-to-day operations, making sure things are getting cleaned and sanitized, staying up to code, and then also working as the mentor for each of these businesses that's in there. So we're organizing sit-down classes. I'm providing one-on-one mentorship on a monthly basis for all the businesses in there, just trying to leverage my experience from growing the former version of my business and just sort of, bridging those gaps, creating that pathway. So, in a lot of ways, we are a true educational program and not just a shared kitchen space.
Well, it's like I guess it's workforce development in a way.
It is, yeah.
It's business counseling and support.
Yes.
It's access to the actual facility itself.
Yep.
Right. Could potentially even be an avenue where we could connect small business loans, potentially.
Yeah, I would think so. While it took us about 2 years to get everything updated and ready to open. And in that meantime, I was just offering myself as an advisor for people who are looking to dip their toe into food business. So just like doing some one-on-one coaching like I am in the kitchen space now. But I can tell you, the main things that people were coming to me with questions about was funding. How do I get money to get my dream started? And then things like compliance, what's the health department looking for? What are the regulations? That sort of thing. But yeah, I know there's a big need for just kind of getting started. Just like some funds to help get things going.
So if you're looking at entrepreneurs that are wanting to dip their toe in the food business, we're talking food trucks, food trailers, food carts, as a low-hanging fruit, or is it?
Yeah, that is some of it. There's still some infrastructure updates we're needing to make to the building to accommodate a lot of food trucks. We've got some trailers that we're working with, and more coming on. But really, we're looking to work with anyone from various different segments of the food world. Consumer packaged goods is what I know the best, sort of bottled product. I know those regulations really well and can help navigate some of that stuff. But yeah, also, caterers, people in kind of the prepared food world. I think it'd be so exciting if we could get someone who was doing a ghost kitchen from our location who's only sending food out for delivery. But yeah, our space is set up for bakers, caterers, all of anything, dried goods, bottled product, all of those sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay. How many different businesses or people do you have kind of using the service now?
Currently, we've got 4 businesses in the space. Some are restaurants who are using us as auxiliary space where they're catering from. We have some people baking, a couple of other various. Yeah, so 4 right now. We just got started a couple of months ago, and we're adding new people all the time. I mean, I toured the kitchen for 4 businesses today.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, and that's everything from meal prep companies to we've got a vending machine company that we're onboarding, which that's going to be a very interesting one. It's kind of a unique one. And yeah, we've got someone doing fire cider out of our space. He's got some giant 21-gallon pots that are fermenting right now in our dry storage space. We are, earlier I was talking to a hot sauce company, a barbecue sauce company. So it's really
That's
all
pretty
over
cool,
the
man.
place. Yeah, and very exciting for me too. I love food, especially local food, and really trying to pave the way and help people just get going, and then also lend them my experience. My first year when I was in business, I did every farmer's market from Logan to Park City.
Wow.
And kind of learned what works and doesn't work pretty quickly.
Are you finding them, or are they finding you, or both?
It's mostly them finding us. Yeah.
Okay. How are they finding it out?
Honestly, it's a lot of word of mouth. Department of Agriculture and Weber Morgan Health Department have been great at referring people over who are looking for space. But then aside from that, it really is just we're kind of the only option in Weber, Davis County for a space like this to get started from. So if you search commercial kitchen rental near me, we're the first thing that comes up and kind of the only thing. And we are also the most affordable kitchen space as far as I know, in the state. We're because we're in partnership with the school district and just some of the various arrangements that we've got, we're able to be really kind of low overhead. So we're offering space for $15 an hour for regular business hours. That's kind of your 9 to 5, and then $12 an hour for off hours, so evenings and weekends.
That sounds pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely is very competitive. Yep.
What is a typical cost?
Other incubator spaces like this that I know about, $20 to $35 per hour. Yeah, anywhere in that range.
But it seems like some of the more mature, like a caterer, for example, they sort of have a full-time agreement with the commercial kitchen, or they own their own, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, yes.
So how does it work with the changeover? Is it pretty seamless? Do they? Is it just a scheduling challenge and making sure that everybody has requirements for when you are done? I mean, in terms of leaving the space in the place that the next person needs it,
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, so to be honest, we haven't had much of that challenge. We haven't had a lot of challenges in that way just yet. We're really new. Just barely getting people booking hours. So we've got a system where it's a shared calendar. So everything that's in our space, all of our prep stations, all of our equipment is reservable. So, if I need a steam kettle and a prep table for 3 hours, I can book that on the app, on our calendar. And then everyone who is approved to be in the kitchen, they can see, kind of who's in there when and sort of manage around that. Okay. We are anticipating eventually having some situations where someone goes a little over on their time, like they booked the stove for their 3 hours and they need another 30 minutes to sort of get cleaned up and that sort of thing. But, we're just asking everyone to be courteous and understanding and know that it's new and there's going to be some growing pains and we're all kind of learning together.
Kind of look forward to having that problem, right?
Yeah.
That would be a good problem to have.
Good problems to have, yep.
Yeah. It's kind of like parking for me right now.
You're right.
Sorry. So tell me, like, what is it that really excites you in this every day? Like I just noticed when I met you.
Yeah.
We've met online a couple times where it's harder to feel somebody's energy.
Yeah.
But like as soon as I met you when I came off the elevator, I could tell you have a positive energy about you. Where's it come from?
I mean, so what excites me the most about this is just supporting the community. That's sort of that was the first version of my business was meant to be, for community support. I've worked in Ogden, Canada for the last couple of years in community development. And I love Ogden. I want to see this town grow. I want to see this become more of a foodie town, even more so than it is. And we do have some incredible restaurants here, but we're looking to spin off even more. And, what really excites me is problem solving. I love that. I've always sort of pitched myself as a problem solver, and I think that my best asset is my creativity, and just being able to think outside the box. And like someone brings me a problem, like I don't know. We're making our own butters and we want to extend the shelf life. What are all the ways that we could possibly do that so that we're not throwing away a ton?
Really?
Yeah. Love that kind of thing. I love and I love to nerd out about the food science
like a
of
food
different
scientist
products.
thing type thing,
Yeah, exactly. I had to learn a lot more food science than I realized when I first started my business. I thought it was just going to be, we're bottling some fruit and we're going to sell it. No, it was a lot of, there's a ton of regulations here, and learning about different foodborne illnesses, and like keeping track of our pH and our active water content and some of the records. And I've got a weird personality where I like spreadsheets and documents and keeping track of some of like batch records and that kind of thing. That also excites me in a weird way.
Well, it takes all types, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll just tell you that the work suits you. I can just tell.
Oh, thank you.
I can tell you're excited about it, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate that you are, because these kinds of things need
Yeah.
somebody to take it up.
Yeah.
Right? And this one's been needed for a long time.
Yep.
Luis Lopez has been saying this for years.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that would, or people that want to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That want to get into that.
Yep.
Go to that direction, but this is a big barrier. So I hope that being here helps maybe highlight what you're doing in some ways, and bring you more people finding you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to support anybody and everybody who's trying to start a food business.
Well, so I asked Luis to reach out to you.
Yeah.
So we're trying to use community engagement in a little different way. One of the annoying things about community engagement is it can be pretty performative. It's like you say the right things and yada yada, but we don't really do anything.
Yeah.
And it can become kind of political sometimes, and just around messages instead of around impact. And so I've asked and challenged Luis with, I want to make sure that we are driving impact, like results, helping people do real things.
Yep.
People that don't quite have access. And I want him to find people that don't have access to me.
Yeah.
Traditionally, right? And so when he reached out to you, I really appreciate how receptive you've been. Because we've been able to tap into your little business network, right?
Yep. Yeah. We've I know that you're doing that kind of Meet the Mayor series, and I know that one of the big aspects that Louise has been wanting to include in that is just food.
Yes.
Let's just eat together, and it having food at something really does change kind of the experience in a way, right? It's like it's got this strange equalizing effect when you're sitting down to eat with somebody, And so we are very happy to help connect you with some of the businesses that are using our space, and just give the business a little bit of exposure, right? They have the opportunity to cater, provide food, and to meet new people, and then also to just help provide that sort of positive experience for people through the community engagement.
Yeah. So we used one of your businesses. Can you remind me the name?
Masubi Bound.
Masubi Bound.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Then the best part about it, other than the food being really good, was how much care they put into that.
Yeah.
It was like, they came up and they were setting up and everything for our meeting. It's part of our Let's Talk the Ogden Way initiative.
Yes.
Is what you were referring to. And I told Luis, I said, if the city's going to be spending money on this initiative, that's fine. This is valid. I want to make sure that it's not just talk, that the talk leads to impact, of course. But while we're doing it, if we're going to do food, let's be really strategic about where we're spending that money on the food. And when you came up, it seemed like a really good idea that we spend money on the initiative, but we're also spending money on supporting entrepreneurs that are trying to make it go.
Yep.
And that people who are local that are giving us their tax monies are investing it back into local businesses.
Yeah. Yep.
And so that was kind of the cycle that we were looking for.
Yep.
And so far, so good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I know that we're very excited about that partnership and looking forward to continuing it. And I've already got your next couple of meals
Got them lined up?
Yep.
Okay,
Got it.
good.
I do. Yep.
Attaboy. Well,
Yeah.
I always challenge our staff, and I really like to hit multiple things with everything we do
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Yeah.
And so how many missions can we help support or drive ourselves
Yeah.
with one thing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that is a way to be, just to be thinking about impact, right? Is like,
Yeah.
how many birds can I hit with this stone?
Right?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know. And there's so many nonprofits and initiatives
Mhm.
and programs in our city a lot of people don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an opportunity to connect those and also kind of align them into
Yeah.
some good things, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I really look forward to sending more people to you.
Mhm.
Luis is definitely
Mhm.
engaged at that level with small business in that entrepreneurial
Yeah.
way, because there's a lot of people out there. In fact, we talked about an idea where Luis and I were I wouldn't call it a hole in the wall restaurant, but it's it's kind of off the beaten path.
Sure.
Having breakfast, and a guy came up to us that I knew, and he's like, I saw you guys 2 weeks ago at this other place in Roy.
Uh-huh.
And we seek out those types,
Yeah.
and you find really good food there.
Right.
And so I think within that world, there's a lot of people looking for more access and opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're not these big, huge bricks and mortar
Right.
established
Right.
operations.
Yep.
And and it's fun that culturally we have a lot of entrepreneurial
Mhm.
spirit in our city,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I know that there is a ton of people that are just interested in bringing their dreams to light, especially through food. You know, there's this interesting thing about food where it's not just sustenance, it's not just eating something. It's food is culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different cultures in Ogden that I know, people from different countries, different backgrounds, or even here in the U.S. My family roots go back to the Southwest. My family's from New Mexico. We were down there for 300 years. My grandparents moved here in the 70s, and I was born here in Ogden, but very much so I'm connected to the land, the culture, the language, and especially the food of New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought like. I tell my wife all the time that if things had gone different for me, I would be running one of those hole in the restaurant, mom and pop restaurants in New Mexico, just sharing that traditional food that my grandma used to make, red and green chili, sopapillas, blue corn, everything.
You gotta say green chili.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course.
Yeah. So have you ever thought of this?
Mm-hmm.
It's just an idea I had.
Okay.
That Luis and I were talking about is how, if you want to make Ogden a foodie town,
Mm-hmm.
That's the same way of saying for me that we make Ogden a destination place for food.
Yep.
What if we highlight the restaurants that nobody highlights?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because those are actual destinations for people like us.
Yeah.
So, and that same guy that came and talked to Luis and I, he's like, yeah, I just saw you two weeks ago over here.
Yeah.
We're clearly, there's people like us that are seeking it out.
Yeah.
And those are destinations for people like us.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we can maybe leverage that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we're already a foodie town in that way.
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are incredible restaurants, and not just on 25th, although 25th has amazing
Awesome.
restaurants. Yeah,
Right.
incredible. But there's all over Ogden, 12th Street, over the train tracks, all over the place,
Right. They got, there's really good birria across over in the industrial zone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And I mean, that is one thing that I really want O-Town Kitchen to start becoming, as kind of the hub for all of those things. Not just for the businesses in our space, but kind of where do you go when you're like, if I need to know where to get great brunch on a Sunday, like I can check out the O-Town Kitchen website and see highlighted all of our great local restaurants. And like, I'm looking for all of those ways for our incubator space to sort of become the hub for everything food related in town.
Yeah. Or even something even more like specialized, like a specific chicharron.
Yeah.
That there's a really, really good place on the north end.
Yeah.
And that we could highlight that. Or I just think I think we're already that town in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the diversity and all the nationalities here, like what if we leveraged every nationality in our city to bring that cultural food right?
Yeah. Something like, I mean, another dream would be one day to do, we've got the cafeteria space from James Madison that I think would be an incredible spot for like a kind of food hall setup, right? Where
Sure.
I would love for it to be one day where you come into the cafeteria at the old elementary school on Monday night and it's the best Russian food you'll ever have, or and then Wednesday, same spot, but it's like a Cuban place,
Right?
something like that.
Do you still have like the old school lunch tables and
Yes.
stuff?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That'd
Yeah.
be an experience.
Yeah. I think that aesthetic would be, I think it'd be really unique, right? To lean into like an old elementary school cafeteria.
Call it
You're
like the
eating food
O-Town
off a tray-
cafeteria.
Yeah. Eating food off of trays and taking it to the little window, just like you.
Got the milk lady checking your milk.
Yeah, exactly.
I never understood the kids that didn't drink all their milk and eat all their food because I was not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
well, as you're looking to the future, what are some of the things kind of the challenges and barriers that you need to help overcoming?
Yeah. Challenges and barriers. I mean, I mean, the biggest one right now is I just want to pack out our kitchen. I want to get it to where we've got no availability and need to start looking at a bigger space first of all. But then there's also there are some things that I think that like developing some more of the educational material to help businesses get going. Things like just putting together a checklist, right? Of here's all the documents you need for a food business, or if you're thinking about starting jam, salsa, creating some kind of resource guide, right? That helps just to help people understand all the things they don't know that they need to know, like, right? Like some of those food science things that I learned when I first got started. So yeah, really developing resources like that. I've also got like a vision for developing kind of a universal calendar of all of the events across the state of Utah, and when is their deadline for applying? What are the requirements to apply there? Which farmers markets are well, the Ogden farmers market's the best. It's the best in the
Obviously.
whole state. Yeah.
Obs.
I think it competes with Salt Lake. I think it overtook them probably years ago. I think
It's
the
cooler
best.
for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. But there's also some other really good ones, and so just like helping people figure out where those are, where are the opportunities. Like, do people know that the Park Silly Sunday Market has got a section? I mean, it's mostly art, but they do have one corridor that's kind of all specialty food. Yeah. And so and then yes, like just some of the things that we've already talked about. I mean, the projects that we're working on is building that distribution network of independent retail locations is something in the works. Getting a little bit more robust with our sit-down classes where we bring in experts in the food industry to talk about taxes for food business, marketing for food business, food safety, just kind of all of those things.
So in that way, do you connect it all with like SWAZO, the Chamber, or Business Information Center?
Yes. Yeah.
More resources at Weber State through the Ogden Can.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah. So, I've for the last couple of years, I've helped run an entrepreneurial project for Weber State's Browning Design Lab, and have got so that project is called CoLab, and the idea is we bring together creative entrepreneurs, so people working in kind of the art and design field, and some others. Creative broadly defined, right? And so we bring them together, and the goal of that really is just to help them network together. One thing that you'll hear a lot of entrepreneurs say is that being an entrepreneur is lonely. Yeah, right? It feels like it's just you and all of your problems and your business, and there's no one to talk to about all of those things. So, excuse me. The theory behind the CoLab project has been that if we bring entrepreneurs together, they can help each other solve their needs, that we can't solve all of their problems, but by knowing each other, they can start solving some of those. And so through that project, I've gotten connected with a lot of those business resources, the Chamber and the Business Information Center and some of those. And so, yeah, looking to also bring them in for some of this food education stuff that we're doing too.
Okay. When you explained an entrepreneur there for a second, it sounded like you were explaining the mayor being lonely. But you got all these problems, all these decisions, and it's just you.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a blessing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I imagine that there's a lot of overlap between those problems, right? It's just instead of your business problems, you've got everyone's business problems.
There's challenge for everybody in life.
Mhm.
It's choose your heart, I guess.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm lucky that this is my heart, actually. Really lucky that this is my heart. So, but it's fun to talk to people like you that are up to things,
Hmm.
because we're a very creative town,
Hmm.
and we're innovative.
Hmm.
I mean, creative and innovative kind of go together, right?
Hmm. They do.
And it's fun to hear stories like yours and from people like you and feel your energy and your passion for this. Um, I think that it has the potential to be really successful. I really do.
Yeah, I know that the interest is definitely there. We just kind of
It's sort of that awareness, though, huh?
Yeah, it's awareness, and honestly, it's just a lot of it is, like I was saying, we just got started at a weird time of the year. We got approved and got rolling kind of as farmers market was ending, and we saw a little bit of uptick in use for holiday things, but now it's kind of that weird zone of the year where, especially in like the craft food business, if there's no markets or those special events going on, kind of January to April is sort of a slow zone. I think we're definitely going to tick up. I think our hot time will be for the farmers market. I keep telling everyone who's in there now, and they're used to having a lot of space to use.
Don't get used to it. Yeah,
don't get used to it. I think that I think Thursdays and Fridays are going to be our most competitive times. People baking and whatever else, trying to get labeled in time for the farmers market. I foresee being pretty busy.
Yeah. You talked about working with the Department of Agriculture. Do you guys cross coordinate with Utah's own program for marketing and things?
Yes. Yeah. So Emily Ashby, the director of Utah Zone, has actually taught a couple of courses for us. She's a marketing expert and has come in and taught some of our businesses how to use Instagram for food business, or how to leverage AI and some of these new technologies for getting access to new customers and things like that. So I love Utah Zone, and am always looking for ways to connect people to them or connect them into what we're doing up here or down here.
Do you have anybody, or maybe yourself, that can help with Spanish speaking? Any translation services to help with
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's one of the areas that we probably need to grow in. I am not unexperienced with Spanish. I grew up with the New Mexico dialect of Spanish, which is a fading dialect, but it's a really interesting because it's a little bit more Spanglish than you would expect. New Mexico is a territory of the U.S. A lot of English words entered the Spanish language through that. And so I'm a heritage speaker. I grew up with my grandparents who spoke fluent Spanish. My grandpa's first language was Spanish. And so I am proficient, but not fluent. And so that's another area that we were probably going to need to grow in. All the time I'm speaking Spanish to somebody, and I'll use a word that they're unfamiliar with, like, I don't know, in New Mexico, the word for to drive a car is arriar, which is that's an older word that means to like direct a herd of cattle. In New Mexico, that came to mean the word for drive, but in standard Spanish, it's manejar or conducir. And so all the time I'm running into like just these little little quirks about the dialect that I know.
Yeah, that could be interesting for your recipes, I suppose. Huh?
Yeah.
For the alcohol.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's where we're finding our deepest engagement with Luis's work. Obviously, is it's about a third of our city, and it's a really underserved part where they don't know they don't necessarily know where to go.
Yeah,
I mean, they're very bright and they can navigate, no doubt.
Yeah,
they just need a little help knowing where to go.
Yeah,
and when they get there, obviously the language helps.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just a lot of it is. It can be intimidating talking to some of the regulators, Department of Agriculture, Health Department, whoever it is, and especially if there's a language barrier. Yeah. So I know that I'm constantly running into the limits of my Spanish, but I know that that's something that I need to improve in, and that we probably need a little bit more help in too.
Is it just a one-man show over there, other than the people
Yeah, for the most part, it is. As I say, we do have some support through Weber State. We're bringing on some business students to help support in some ways. That's up and coming. But yeah, for the most part, it's me.
Okay. I'm just spinning in my head how to get you the help you need. We recently had a Let's Talk the Ogden Way session with really local Mexican business owners.
Yeah.
And we talked about some of the barriers for them for success. And a lot of what they find is that people have a really great idea,
Mm-hmm.
a really good food and a talent,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have a good sense for all of the requirements. So it
Yeah.
sounds like that's something that do
Yes.
you see that a lot on the front end?
Well, I've got a checklist of, here's all of the documents that you're going to need to run a food business. And a lot of my time goes towards helping people just navigate through kind of the application process. I've filled out the health department application probably 11 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So even just being a point of contact in that, and having Weber Morgan Health Department on speed dial, or the Department of Agriculture, I think is a big help for businesses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sounds like it's okay. This is really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Helpful for me to understand your operation. I
Yeah.
still need to get out there. Luis is
Yeah.
been wanting to try and get me there.
Yeah.
I'd just like to see it.
Yeah, would love to show it to you.
Okay.
It's,
I mean, I know the space you're in. I've
yeah.
been in there.
Yeah.
The Ogden Jets, I
Yeah,
think, are
yeah,
still
yeah.
using the space too
Yep.
in some ways.
Yep.
But not since you got there.
Yeah.
Started getting ramped up.
Yeah. And I mean, just, I tell people all the time that it is an old elementary school kitchen. It comes with all of the benefits and charms and quirks of being an old elementary school kitchen, but it's a really functional space for what we're up to. It's got all of the most standard equipment that a business would need to get started. It's not the most ideal situation in that we didn't build something from scratch and, specifically for accommodating every type of business that we could possibly see.
Right.
We get people asking if we've got dough proofers because they want to make pizza crust, or honey spinners because they want to bottle honey. We don't have a lot of that specialized equipment, and we don't really have the room to accommodate some of that. We do and we don't. We have the space where they can bring in their own and store it there, but it's for like large pieces of equipment, we're a little bit limited.
For the super specialized types.
Yep. Like if someone wants like a bottling line, right? So they're not filling their jars by hand, but they've actually got a machine that's pumping out the right exact amounts. Like some of those industrial sized pieces of equipment we don't have yet. Although I think one thing we definitely need to get, and sooner rather than later, is probably a label machine. Right now it's like label by hand, and it's, sometimes they go on crooked, and that's not great. And so that's one thing that I think we will need that's kind of specialized.
That's cool. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to cover or share with the
I thought I might as well also mention the other hat that I wear. So in addition to working with food businesses through O-Town Kitchen and kind of being the coach and growth mentor for them, I also work part-time for a nonprofit called Wasteless Solutions. So we're based down in Salt Lake. I run the Weber County programs, and so we partner with food-based businesses, caterers, restaurants, cafeterias, schools. We partner with them to pick up their excess food. So, if they've got, say, a caterer had an event where they catered 150 meals and they've got a ton of stuff left over, they can call us, and we work like an Uber for food waste, where we use a mobile app to list rescue opportunities, and our volunteers can see those and then claim an opportunity, pick something up, and drop it off to a nonprofit that's feeding the community. And so one of the things that I am really engaged in this part of the year is just looking for more accounts, looking for more people who want to become weekly food donors.
Okay.
And so that's some of the work I'm doing, and I always think that it's worth mentioning that I also work in that capacity, and I'm trying to increase my impact in that way. So if anyone out there happens to, do
you work with Utah Neighborhood Connection up on the north end?
We haven't. But I've got a connection over there. Megan Shaw, who was their director, is someone that I know from way back when, from when she was just a kid. So we haven't gotten to work together yet, but I'm aware of them.
Yeah, they're feeding a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit more need up there than people think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there definitely is. I went to Ben Lomond, so I know that area a little bit better. And I know for sure that there's need out there. We primarily work with, Weber Fridge, the Catholic Community Services, the Rescue Mission, Lantern House, some of those organizations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great mission. So
Yeah.
that's 3 jobs. Any others?
I'm coming from a position where I had coming from a place where I had 4 paid positions for the last several years. And I'm trying to take a few things off my plate and just focus everything in the food world. So
Good for you, man.
yeah,
Well, thanks for sharing your
yeah,
energy here.
absolutely.
So I always end our episodes with a call to action. So if anybody knows somebody that's looking for commercial space, somebody who's interested in the food business, getting started,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe you are interested, reach out to Isaac. Is there a good way for us to people to reach you?
Yeah. Best way to reach me is probably through our website, otownkitchen.com. My contact info is up there, and that's the best way to get started. And you can also see some of our pricing and how our education program works, and fill out an interest form and all of those things.
Okay, and see if it's a fit, and then
Yep.
if it's a good fit, we
Yep.
come take a tour and
Yep.
go
Exactly.
from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you, Isaac. O-Town Eats, O-Town Kitchen.
Yeah.
I should say. Sorry. Well, our town does like to eat, so I know I'm about to eat. But thanks for coming today. But most of all, thanks for sharing your passion and your purpose.
Of course.
I think just in the time I spent with you, I feel like this is your why.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Has been. Yep. I've been dreaming about a space like this for the last 10 years, and I'm so glad that everything finally lined up to give it a try. So here we are.
Well, it's just an example of how dreams do come true in Ogden.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Exactly.
This is a place we put in enough work and you
Yeah.
bring your energy and excitement. You can find your dreams. And so congrats on finding your dreams.
Great.
I look forward to actually finding ways to help you.
Yeah.
And so please keep in touch with Luis and with me.
Yeah.
And don't be shy on what those needs are, because that's why we're here.
Okay.
We want
All
to
right.
try and
Right on.
help people like you succeed.
Yeah.
Because when you succeed, it's a direct correlation of our people succeeding writ large, right?
Yeah.
So let us know if there's something more we can do, okay?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ogden, for tuning in. This is another episode of the Ogden Way podcast. I'm Ogden Mayor Ben Nadolski, and this is a wrap. But and before we wrap, make sure you get out there, do good things, do them for the right reasons, and all the right things will happen as a result. All right?
That's right.
Okay. Thanks, Ogden.